It's hard to kind of deal with the highs and lows. Once you make it to the level that you want to make it to, you don't want to get sent down. Like for me, when I got called up, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to give them any reason to send me back down. You wish, you had a secure spot there just to kind of have that stress relief off you. But that's the dealings with being a professional. You gotta deal with that, and you gotta earn your spot. You earn your right to stay there. So, it is a dream that yeah, you made it, but at the same time, there's reality. You gotta know that at the end of the day, your job can be taken at any second. You gotta battle hard every day. You gotta, work and know that you're competing for a job and try to live the dream, like you said. You don't know that when you're younger, when your dreams are like, I want to make it to the NHL. You don't know that you're going to be battling guys for, a contract or anything like that. You just want to play, but then you get to the NHL, the AHL, and you see that, it's more than just, a game. It's a lifestyle. This is your career. People sit in offices and, do whatever for their daily job, and we come to the rink, and who knows how long that's going to last, but we try to make the most of it with every day we have, and we try to live the dream, like you said. As a player, you're always curious. If you've never gotten called up before, you're like, man, I wish I knew, what happens. You talk to guys who've gotten called up before, and they'll nonchalantly be like, yeah, they just bring you in, but you don't know how it feels, how it really how you're going to react. And the first time that I got called up was so unexpected. Like we were having a practice, and we were leaving for Lake Erie the next, that day. So I was all packed up, ready to go, and I was going to have a meeting with the coaches. So I was like, you know what? The coaches called me in, and I was like, hey, what's up, guys? And all three of them were in there. I'm like, what's going on here? We got three coaches in here. What did I do? And they sat me down. They're like, hey, listen, Jerry, we were going to talk to you about your play the last, whatever games, but you actually got called up. You're playing tomorrow night. Your mind goes blank, your eyes are spinning. It's so hard to explain because your body is just kind of going everywhere, your mind's going everywhere. You're like, no way this is happening. I'm like, no way. Like, this, are you joking? But he said it was for real, and the downside of it is when you get sent down is, you never want to hear that call, and you kind of, I don't want to say you're waiting for it, but at any chance, any possible thing can happen. And if guys are coming back from injury, you're like, this could be the day I might get sent down. So, I got that call, and obviously it was very, it hurt a little bit, but at the same time, it's a business, it's a numbers thing. You got to deal with it, and the call definitely is something you don't want to hear, but at the same time, you need to hear it because you don't want to fall through the cracks again. You don't want to go down and get sent down and then play like crap. It's one of those things where you just got to suck it up and wait for your next opportunity. You need guys on those teams. You need a guy that's stable. Like, you need to balance it out between guys that can score goals, guys that can kill penalties, guys that you can rely defensively on their top lines. And I think Jay's a perfect example of that, you know, battling hard and game in, game out. He's a prime example. When I go in the locker room, he's the guy always stretching, always working to get himself better.
It's something I pride myself on, is try to be the hardest worker around, and I don't know, I guess it's everything I thought it would be, for sure. It's you know, but I think you grow up thinking that you know, you're going to be this you know, superstar celebrity, and when it comes down to it, that's you're just a hockey player, and I just kind of like to fly below the radar and do my thing and work hard and put my head down and work hard. So in that effect, it's a little different, and yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I can't remember what I really was thinking of. I'm sure you know, you always dream big, but it's definitely a way of life and a lifestyle that you know, I'm pretty lucky to be able to do. Just growing up in the area, you know, it's just amazing how far Leafs fans stretch across the province and the country, really. So it's you know, there's people you talk to all the time, or you know, their families have been Leafs fans for generations, and it's kind of overwhelming sometimes thinking about how many people watch every night and are such passionate fans.
Well, it started with a referee. Actually, we had apartment buildings above our house where we lived, and one of the tenants was a referee. So he would, you know, bring me outside and use the recycling bins, the old school way of playing hockey back in the day, and use the recycling bins, have 2 sticks, and then he got me into mites, and you know, went on from there. I remember seeing Jason Spezza when he played for, you know, the Binghamton Senators, and I was like in awe, you know, oh my gosh, like, you're so good, I wish I could be you. And you know, then it happens, you know, I actually do play against him now, so it's pretty cool to kind of, you know, live the dream and go through the steps it takes to get to where you want to be. Played, you know, all the way through till I was 16 in Binghamton, from Pee-wees, Bantams, juniors, and then I went to the U.S. program in Ann Arbor for 2 years, my junior and senior year, and after that played college, and you know, after my senior year in high school, I got drafted by the Leafs. So you know, it's been a long road, you know, so to say, and you know, it's been a fun ride, you know, for me. I mean, going through all that stuff and playing hockey, the sport I love, and being able to do it every day now.
It's a great event. It's our second year having the Marlies in town, and it's really cool that the kids get to see sort of themselves project out like 5, 10, 15 years and look at what could be, like, you know, with hard work and dedication. You know, some of these little guys and girls may end up achieving a goal like these guys have. These guys out here probably takes them back to when they were the age of some of the kids that were on the rink with them, and it gives them a chance to look into the eyes of some of the little kids and see the twinkle. But hopefully we give something back to them so they feel you know, proud of what they've accomplished, and look at these little kids and get inspired a little bit as well. I know everybody in the stands and on the ice are totally inspired by these athletes, for sure. Hockey is a sport that brings everybody together. It's something that our community rallies behind. You know, it's fantastic for us to have the Marlies out here because, you know, not only are they great hockey players, but they're also ambassadors for the game and for themselves and for their organization. And to see the discipline that they have and the respect that they have for their coaches, you know, just reinforces what our coaches do on a daily basis. So, you know, we structure our programs around having fun and being competitive, you know, teamwork and having respect for themselves and their competition. And really, if we do that right, then the hockey will take care of itself. Oh!
Oh, he goes. I just had to stand around there. You were that kid once, and you know, it's good to give back at the same time. I mean, you're in this position, you know, at some point in your life, and you were always looking up to the guys that were professional, and you wanted to be them. So I think it's good to be a good role model for these kids. You got to go first. You got to skate as fast as you can down the other end. Yeah, go. I'm kidding. Okay. Got you though. Binghamton with the Senators, I used to do the skates after the game, and I used to be the one running around just skating my fastest trying to impress them. So I know these guys are doing the same thing I was, and it just kind of brings you back a little bit. So what are you going to do about it? Oh, yeah, you want? We get paid to do a job that we love to do. And if we could just give back a little bit, of the support that they give us, it's always great to kind of make you feel good about yourself and know that you're doing something other than just playing hockey.
I think it goes back to when I was talking about earlier, when I was that little kid looking up to guys in the Binghamton when they played. And you see that you're a role model, whether you like it or not. That comes along with, a lot of different things, charity work, interacting with people. And the way I was brought up, whether you play hockey or not, you're supposed to give back to everybody and anybody, if they need help. Going to the sick kids hospital, putting a smile on those kids' faces. I mean, they go through a rough time, that we'll never comprehend. To give them, a little bit of hope that, what, we're here, we're thinking about you. Brings a smile to their face, and it makes you feel good. And at the same time, you want that. You want to make other people happy. I know, we play a game of hockey, and we make people happy when we score. We make people happy when we win. But at the same time, we want to make people happy, off the ice too. We don't just want to stop at hockey. We want to go in and be like, hey, I hope you're having a good day. I know things are tough, but we're thinking about you. We're here to play games with you. Whatever we can do to make you smile, we'll do it for you. That goes along with being a hockey player and being a professional athlete, just to give back.
So every other week we do bingo here in the hospital. It's always run through the Child Life Department, but on special days like today, we had the Marlies players come in, which is way more fun than staff members hosting a bingo. So it's really nice to have the community thinking about us and coming in and the Marlies spending their afternoon.
I will be the host. I have my co-hosts here, Todd Crocker and Kenny Ryan. We're gonna start by just picking them out, see what happens, and we'll show it up here.
It kind of brings kids down here to have some fun, because up in your room it gets boring really easily, and it's good interaction for us, and this doesn't happen every day, so it's kind of something different and it's nice to have.
B6.
Really cool, because normally when you see them, they're skating on the ice and you don't really get to talk to them and stuff.
We're gonna go with the G52.
G52.
It's not Gatorade, but it's good enough.
We didn't win.
Uh-oh.
We're not giving away dog
Good
biscuits here.
Wait, I think Duke needs to pick one.
We're still going.
You can't eat it.
It's great. It just alleviates being in the hospital, and it creates a really positive, happy environment for them. And I think they really appreciate the players taking time to do it.
I just think it's cool that the Marlies spend their time helping kids like this. It's great. It's heartwarming to actually see them take time out of their schedules to come down and spend a few minutes with the kids. I just know it means a lot to them, and it's nice for the kids to be able to get out and do something out of their rooms for a change.
So I think it really resonated with the players that something special like today really does lift their spirits, is something different, is a great distraction, and I think they just realized that them coming in for an hour really does make that difference.
Really exciting and really nice and thoughtful.
Yeah, just thanks for taking your time out and coming to see us. It means a lot to us.
Thank you, Toronto Marlies, for coming to Sick Kids.
Almost show, it's a show for the fans, and we're kind of the actors. It's a whole production basically of, there's TV, there's broadcast, you know, there's everything that you got to mix into one and make it work well. And I think the people that do that are you know, amazing at their job, and that's why they do it for the Maple Leafs. I mean, this is, you know, a hot ticket in town to go see the Leafs play, and I think they do a great job, and they deserve a lot of credit for what they do.
We're responsible for filling the time that the hockey team isn't playing. So your game is 3 hours. The Leafs play for 60 of those minutes, and we fill the other 120. It's cool to be a part of building the atmosphere. I remember when I first came to a hockey game, like I went to a few games in the Gardens, but I was so young and I didn't really, like I felt it, but I didn't really appreciate it. And then coming to the ACC and just, you know, the crowd going and the music pumping, the team scoring, it's cool to get those, you know, like, you know, hairs standing up, chills kind of thing. So to be able to help create that it's cool. Game day, I'm kind of a main contact in between the team and game presentation and the show. So I'm making sure that these guys are, you know, coming out at the right time on the clock. I'm making sure that they're lining up when they're supposed to, whether I need a full team on the blue line, whether I need, you know, just starters.
Then we have our opening ceremony, and tonight is 1964 night, so we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the 1964 Stanley Cup. Andy's going to do a brief read, then Cazell sings the anthem, and we're good for our first time out.
We oversee everything from ceremonies, music, scoreboard content, player images, your intermission features, your in-game promos, hosts, staff. I'm in a production meeting, 5:30 game day, and I get a phone call from the dressing room saying, we need this song in the warm-up. And it's hard to turn around, but you know, you get it done, and then they're actually quite appreciative of the fact that you put in this song, and it's because rituals and superstition and what works is so important. It's cool to feel like you are a part of the team, however big or small. Well, history and tradition are such an important part of this team. I'm lucky in the fact that I get to, you know, work with the players when we're doing something like a ceremony and being able to tell them, look, we've got our 64 team out there celebrating a 50th anniversary of a cup win, and you've got your big guys like Dave Keon being a part of the team, Bobby Bond scoring on a broken ankle. Like, these are cool stories, and you know, we have young fans and we have old fans, and just everybody's able to kind of appreciate something like that. And you know, it's hard to like put into words how that makes you feel. You know, you think about how many people have been brought together by something like the Toronto Maple Leafs.
We just had a great group of characters at that time, and Toronto is a special city. It was a special period of time, and I say from the advent of television, 47 to 67, was really the time to play hockey for our purists.
We didn't really give one iota. We played hockey, they paid us, and that was, you know what I mean?
It was so much quieter than it is today. That's only naturally. I mean, we had a good close team. The odd time we would have a team party at Shacky's place or something, liven things up.
I lived on the lake shore, and then we used to be an hour before the game we'd come in.
I would drive one day and Eddie would drive the next. And Eddie drove the same way he skated, all over the damn road.
A couple of guys live in the East End and we might come in together. It wasn't a route march, you could make it in a half hour.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that now.
The young men who are playing the game today, it's a different atmosphere totally.
There was no such thing as checking you out for having a concussion. To get out in the goddamn ice, you know what I mean? We're paying you $7,500, you know what I mean? So it was much different then, you know.
And the traveling back in those days, it was like you played in Chicago, Detroit, you went by train, and Montreal. But Boston and New York, you flew. So there was actually a day coming back by train all the time. So there wasn't that much time between you know, going out. And maybe that's why we won. We weren't going out on the town.
You know, we were Stanley Cup champions, so that was our third year taking a crack at it, and you know, there was pressure to win. People were getting used to winning, and the expectations were always there.
To be a part of that, to be a Leaf, is to be part of something that's so huge. It's hard to explain exactly how big it is, because it does touch people in such grand ways. Like, I think about my family and watching games with them on Saturday nights. I think about coming here and seeing the 20,000 fans that are in the ACC and them so excited when we score that goal. It's a part of something that's just so big, so great, so important to so many people, and yeah, it's awe. That's all it is. Yeah.
My name's Rod, and I've been a Leaf fan since I can't remember when. I'm in Toronto, man. Greatest city in the whole world, right? I gotta stick with my roots. So, you know, I love my team. Like, I guess it was through school and all that. When we were in high school, it was always about the Leafs, and just got used to it. I didn't know any other team. I didn't want to know any other team, and you just watch them, you know? Thick and thin, win or lose, right? It's funny how a lot of guys jump on the wagon, but you gotta be there when they lose too, right? You gotta support your team. You gotta support your team. I guess it's just because everyone's waiting for that next big break, right? We've been waiting for such a long time. Me personally, that's what I'm waiting for. And whether we lose or win, at least in this lifetime, I'm gonna keep crossing my fingers, right? So, Gilmore, Dougie G, man, he was the man. So, I'll be honest, I gotta support the team captain, but I haven't seen a guy like Gilmore come around since. So, but I love them all. I love every single Leaf, right? You gotta love the city you live in, right? So I support the team. All the memories they made, growing up for me, you got your ups and downs. But in the end, you gotta stick through it with thick and thin.
It's definitely tough to explain, but I think when you put it in that aspect, if you put everything into a ball, you're at one time you're thankful, another you're happy, you're glad, and you're excited. You know, you're playing in the NHL, but also you're playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is, you know, like you said earlier, when I learned about the Toronto Maple Leafs, I didn't really know much about them, but now I do. And you see the atmosphere in the crowd, how hungry they are for a championship, and you want to be a part of that. You know, I think in the past 3 or 4 years that I've been here, you grow to love the Leafs. It's something that's built and built and built with me, because, you know, being a Toronto Maple Leafs means I'm going to accomplish my dream that I've had when I was a little kid.
Is in the car?
Yeah. JVR, goes out your head in the rink. You gotta be this one here, right? Yeah. All right, James. We'll see you there.